Love
AI.
it. Let's talk a little Patriots, okay? They've won their last 3 games, all on the road. Just the second time in franchise history they've done that. The other came in 1961 when they were known as the Boston Patriots, playing in the AFL. For the record, as you may have realized doing the math here, Tom Brady had 3 instances in his Patriots career starting 3 straight games all on the road, but never went 3-0 in those stretches. Mina, what stood out about Drake Maye's game just so far here in year 2 for you?
I think he's become one of the best deep ball throwers in the entire NFL.
No doubt.
I mean, week after week after week now, he is, I think, second in completion percentage, first in QBR, and throws over 15 yards this year. And watching the Titans tape, I mean, it's not often when you have a young quarterback who's chucking it, they're just finding one-on-ones and throwing it outside the numbers, but Dan, you hit it there. Watching them, Tennessee played a ton of zone against him, which, by the way, I think is like defenses starting to fear the Patriots' passing attack, actually opened up things on the ground. And all of his bombs were just beaten zone. I mean, the whole shot to Booty was versus quarters. How do you beat quarters? Go over the top. The whole shot to Mac Hollins versus cover 2, and then
how good has Mac Hollins been for them rotation-wise as well? Oh my God!
I was like, it kind of shook me when the Bills let him go.
They should.
And then the third longest throw, another player who's been really important, Stephon Diggs, zone beater versus cover 3. They have got such a nice connection versus zone coverage. But I just wanted to bring up the coverages in particular because when I watched Drake Maye throw deep, obviously the arm strength stands out. He's thrown with accuracy. He's thrown with touch. But he also has a really good understanding of the defenses that he's throwing at and where the voids are and where the leverage is. And that, to me, is what's most impressive about this. This is not just like a raw, talented quarterback chucking it downfield.
Yeah.
He knows what he's seeing and he knows where to attack.
And those are such impactful plays because in the NFL, you only get 2 or 3 to downfield to hit to really impact the game. You can't have a conversation about New England offensively and Drake Maye right now without having it about Josh McDaniels. I've talked about every play. It's how do we protect it? How do we protect it? Double chips all the time. I think the thing that stands out the most about Drake right now is watching him. It's like watching young Ben Roethlisberger. Because here's the thing.
That was the name.
So often he sheds off that arm tackler, that in the pocket shove.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, and I think you're realizing, when he was coming out of school, how important that frame was. And then some of those wow throws, like Ben would make throws like that you're just like, good God, how did you make that one into that window or place it there? But his ability to kind of shed off the tackle. I think the other thing is this. Very rarely, if ever, do you watch a clip and go, he played too fast. He seemed overwhelmed. And it kind of talks to your point of like, it's clear what he's looking at. And he never feels hurried or overwhelmed or it's going too fast for him. It's very much so in control.
So we would walk in the defensive meetings when I was playing, and the quarterbacks we feared the most were the ones that saw it before it happened. And that's what's starting to happen with Drake Maye. And also, Dan, you talked about this. Putting the ball in harm's way doesn't scare him anymore. Right?
It's aggression, no reckless.
Right, exactly. But I have a graphic, guys.
Oh, let's go.
And this is what's changed for
Come on now.
for the New England Patriots. You look at in the 5 wins, 7 takeaways, 1 turnover. 2 losses, and this is not Drake Maye. These are fumbles in the red zone 2 weeks ago, Pittsburgh game, and that game was they turned the ball over 4 times against Pittsburgh and only lost by 7. So again, this is I brought that point because this is a really good football team.
Agree.
Not just Drake Maye. I know we've been talking about Drake Maye. It's a really good football team. This defense is very, very disciplined, what you expect with Mike Vrabel, and we've always given Josh McDaniel credit in the OC role. He's been phenomenal in that position. So listen, man, the Patriots, it's not going to shock me if they win the AFC East.
Yeah, you know, it's another thing too that is really started to take hold is how much he's getting them in and out of plays. You know, that's a vintage Josh McDaniels thing. You talk about the run game, you know, there's that simple element.
How do you coach that though? Like, what is Josh McDaniels doing?
Understand it so well, too, right?
You give him keys and tells. Hey, we're in this formation, this personnel grouping. That backside safety is going to tell you if we're going to the run or the pass, or that nickel is going to tell you if we want to get to the run or pass, or we want to run away from support. See the rotation. Like, there's always one. There's always one person on the defense that gives the quarterback what they're doing.
As Minnesota gets ready for the Chargers on a short week, the Vikings play in LA on Thursday night. This is expected, but interesting. We'll get into this throughout the week. All right, what went wrong is something that we do, trying to figure out what happened that didn't work on Sunday, maybe even Monday, but in this case, Sunday. To Atlanta. Entering Sunday's game against the 49ers, the Falcons had averaged 172 rush yards per game and 5 yards per rush, winning 3 of 4 games, victories over the Bills, Commanders, and Vikings. Sunday night, though, they ran into a wall, getting just 62 yards on the ground against San Francisco, by the way, without Fred Warner, just 3 yards a carry. Marcus, what went wrong for Atlanta's offense?
Co-defensive coordinators of the week, Robert Saleh, Kelvin Shepard in Detroit.
There we go.
Robert Saleh kicked their ass in Atlanta. And look, we just finished talking about it during the break. Very predictable offense, right? But when Fred Warner went down, everybody was like, oh my God, who's going to quarterback this defense? Who's going to be the guy to make those tackles that usually would turn into big plays if Fred wasn't who Fred is? He had young linebackers prepared, not only to make calls, but to put them and add them in rush to create pressure on Michael Penix. And it was a master class of getting after the quarterback, whether it was rush or whether it was four-man or whether he was bringing pressure. And I thought they just did a phenomenal job of being in sync. It's almost a carbon copy of what we watched the Detroit Lions do last night against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I enjoyed it from this standpoint, y'all. Robert Saleh defense is not simple. Like you have to adjust on the fly. You have to be able to recognize different formations. You got to be able to recognize when your job changes. He put his linebackers in games with the defensive line where you have to understand where to insert, how to finish these plays. And Bethune was like he'd been playing all season long. I just thought it was a phenomenal job again by the defensive coordinator, but those players executed, and the pressure on Michael Penix in 2-minute situations before the half and at the end of the game were a masterclass.
The Niners defense deserves a ton of credit. Bethune was great, but they sure made his job a lot easier by not throwing over the middle of the field,
100%.
which, when Fred Warner went out, the Bucs did to San Francisco, of course, a great deal. I was so encouraged watching the Falcons against Buffalo to see them actually change up some of their tendencies. I thought they got to some interesting play action concepts. Michael Penix Jr., and I mentioned this right after the game, was finally throwing between the numbers at a higher rate than normally. Typically he throws between the numbers at the lowest rate in football. In this game, despite the absence of Warner, he barely threw between the numbers. I mean, 4th down, the whole world knew that was going to be an out. Again, great play by the Niners player, but this Falcons offense has to make defenses defend the middle of the field, and right now they just aren't in the passing game.
So, one, they're going to have to figure out how to play better on the road. They're a really good and explosive offense at home when it comes to yards and points. They get on the road, and it's like half the production.
Is that communication, or?
I think it's their ability to kind of do what they want. Certainly communication. I don't know if it's surface. Like, look at 10. They're averaging 10 points on the road, 26 at home. So just a very different offense. Here's my question, okay? And I know a month ago it was this war on pistol, and we called their Monday Night Football game, and I had a greater understanding of some of the reasons why they do what they do. But my question is this. How do they, the way they're presently constructed in the utilization of the pistol, hurt teams that are ultra aggressive? And I don't know if you can that much out of the pistol, because when you watch San Francisco, like Penix gets the snap and he turns to his right and it's 11 cats. Pew! And so there's no really counter to that. There's no, I'm going to take advantage of your overaggression.
Sure is a hell of a lot easier when you don't have any run-pass conflict. I mean, their passing game and their run game have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, there's no real marriage.
So how at least slow up.
And so they got to figure that out.
The one play I hearken to what both of y'all are talking about is when Bethune pressured in the A-gap and blew Bijan up. Right? Yeah. Like, you don't give your back a chance in that situation.
Right.
I'm pulling the trigger. I have nothing to worry about. Right? Yeah. So as a defense, and y'all know this, we talk about this all the time. As a defense, I'm trying to dictate to you. And basically what you and Dio are saying, you are not dictating anything offensively. Right. You're not making me pull a linebacker out of